Good morning. Good morning. Good Friday morning, everybody. Missed last Friday. Just wanted to come to you really quick this Friday and just throw some more thoughts at you. The last time we talked, I talked about 2 Kings 6, where Elisha asked the Lord to open his servant's eyes to see the army that was for them instead of what he was seeing, the army that was against them. And that's just been playing over and over and over in my mind since we last talked. Because, here's what I started to see is, good morning, is I started to see this, you think you got Elisha, think about it, you got Elisha and his servant right here. And then, let me do it to the side so you can see it better. Elisha and his servant here. And then you've got the Syrian army that's surrounding them, that was sent to kill, they needed to be taken out because Elisha knew stuff. He knew stuff. He was messing up the enemy's plan. So the enemy sent an army to kill him. So here you got Elisha and a servant, and then this deadly army, murdering army surrounding them. But then you had this holy host army surrounding all of them. And I just started seeing this picture in my head since the last time we talked, and I thought, my God, here we are dealing with, we talked about dealing with the enemy on your doorstep, and my word, I don't know of anybody in 2020 that does not have an enemy on their doorstep knocking and threatening them. So here we are in a literal position like this story in 2 Kings 6. And we are being threatened. Our lives are being threatened at this point. Our livelihoods, our families are being threatened in 2020. That not only, if you don't die, then your world is doing this. You're starting to be controlled. We don't know if any of these diseases or viruses will ever go away. And then if they don't, is the economy ever going to come back? Any of that sound familiar? So we're being surrounded by a deadly murdering army, if you will. But here's the good news. For those of us who know, there is an army far greater than the murderous horde outside of our door. There's an army far greater behind them that is ready to deal with them. It's not just a stagnant, solid picture. This picture in 2 Kings 6 isn't just there's the picture. There he is. You got Elisha and his servants. You got this army. And then you've got heaven's army behind them. Okay, said and done. One-dimensional solid picture. No. This is an active picture. And see, here's the thing. You and I, standing, this murderous army is sandwiched between us and heaven's army. It's not a stagnant thing. We don't stop there. That's where we stopped talking last time. But here's the thing. That army is for us. Those that are for us, which are greater than those against us, it's an active comment. So what that means is us, heaven's army, we're a team. We're a team. And so we need to start pressing in. We need to, as the ones facing this ugliness, start pressing toward. Because what's behind? The army that's pressing the other direction. And you're thinking, what are you saying? This sounds poetic. What are you saying? What I'm saying is, this army that is for us is there to work with us. It's not just so we know they're there. It's not just to make us feel better. It's there to deal with the army that's on our doorstep. And I'm telling you what, that's how God intended it. So, okay, let me add this little nugget too. If you read 2 Kings 6, it describes this army. Chariots of fire and these angelic hosts from heaven. Could you imagine what that looked like when those servants' eyes opened? That servant's eyes opened to see that massive, epic army. That army is still around. I've never thought that until now. I've never realized that until now. That army with chariots of fire is still around. Heavenly hosts don't just die and then new ones are born they're not human. They don't go away. They stay on guard as long as the Lord tells them to stay on guard, which is centuries. So that same army that we know when we read the story was going to be right there for Elisha and his servant, that same army is right there for us today in 2020 as we face what the enemy would love for us to think is impending doom. The army with us is impending victory. The army against us is impending doom. So let me bring it down to this point. We get to work with that army. We get to work. We get to tell that impending victory army to deal with the impending doom army. It's a partnership. We get to. So when you're feeling that thing on your doorstep, when you're feeling that thing encroaching it into your home, you call on, you inform that victorious army that's for you. Deal with them. I'm going to leave you with this. I was talking to a friend last night, and here's something that hit me several years ago at my home when it was just this weird feeling. There was something not right outside, and I didn't know what I was dealing with. And what hit me was I knew there were angels. I knew there were those that were greater, that were for me at my home, on my land. And what hit me was this: angels deal with the trespassers. And that is something that has become a regular thing. If I feel that enemy coming into my territory on my land, angels deal with it. Deal with the trespassers that are trying to get into my home and into my life. Go deal with them. Y'all, it's no longer on the surface. What we're dealing with in 2020, if we just fight the surface battles, they're going to keep coming because they are fueled by the spiritual battles. So this is where we are. Tell that army that's for you, tell that greater army to deal with this pesky, pitiful little army that is in your face, trying to threaten your life, trying to threaten your family. It's not strong enough. God's army is far greater. God's plan for you is far greater. So it's time for us to team with the far greater. You hear me, y'all? We can do this. We were born to deal with the far greater, to deal with the pesky little trespassers. I'm going to leave you with that today. I sure hope that made some sense, because I'm not kidding around anymore. I've had it. You hear me, 2020? We're going to win this. We do win. Absolutely, Jennifer. We win. Because God said so. Prepare for a victorious rest of this year, because those that are for us are far greater than those that are against us. And we're about to see the clash of the ages. And it's going to be a beautiful win. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. We win. I love y'all. We got this. We win because he said so. Have a good weekend.